So there's an old saying that basically goes, you can't make everybody happy all the time, but I try. So basically I haven't made a video for a couple of weeks, and it's taken me a while to get to this one just because I've been kind of in a funk, and it's based off what I'm going to tell you guys right now. Now I apologize, this might be a little long and drawn out story, and I apologize if it bores you. I do, but I want to get this out there. So my last video, I was talking about selling some vehicles, and I talked about selling my Knight Rider replica, which it went to a guy in Utah. The guy's very happy with it. I've talked with him. Everything went well with that whole situation, the whole sale and everything like that, and that was good. And I mentioned in the last video that I wanted to sell my General Lee. I just figured the General Lee and kit would go at the same time. Now mind you, I had not marketed the General Lee. I'd put it up for sale anywhere, anything like that. I just mentioned it in the video. So one of the guys that follows the channel and subscribes or whatever, he watches the videos, he hit me up and left me several comments saying that he was interested in the General Lee and let's talk, that type of thing. So we emailed initially and then traded phone numbers, and we just basically text back and forth. He asked me what I wanted for it. I told him, and he said, okay, no problem. He said, give me your banking information. I'll wire the money the next day. This all started on a Sunday, so Monday he was supposed to wire me the money. I'm like, okay. So about an hour later, I happen to be looking on Marketplace, and I see the General Lee for sale. And I know it's mine. It's definitely my General Lee, but he's already put it up for sale. And no money has changed hands. I mean, nothing's been done yet. There's nothing that's happened yet. And I guess I'm just kind of old school, because for me, it's not a done deal until I hand you the money, you hand me the title, and I drive away in the car or have the car delivered to me or whatever. To me, it's just too many things can happen. There are just too many variables out there in life, whether it be, the car gets wrecked, it gets stolen, it catches on fire, who knows? I mean, it's just not a done deal until it's a done deal, in my opinion, but whatever. And I had a couple of people that I know on Facebook, they hit me up and they're like, hey, I see this ad and do you know about this? What's going on? And even one of my friends, I don't know if he talked to him about the car or whatever, but he said, yeah, he's trying to say it was like a screen used car. I'm like, I don't know about that. I mean, that's, it just made me feel a little uneasy, but okay, whatever. So I ended up texting with the guy a little bit later, the broker guy, and he tells me, yeah, I'm just going to have you go ahead and ship the vehicle directly to the new owner. Apparently he'd already sold it, already found someone that wanted it, and so the broker tells me it's going to a museum. It's going to be sitting in a museum. I'm like, okay, cool. That's kind of cool. So I'll leave it at that. A little bit later that evening, I get hit up by the guy who says that he's the one buying the vehicle. He tells me he owns a museum and really looking forward to it, wants to know if he can ask me some questions. I say yes, we trade phone numbers. He calls me, we talk, and in our conversation he says, hey, do you ever do trades? I do have a number of vehicles. We could do some trading or what have you, and I've been known to do a little trading now and then. So I said, yeah, send me what you got. You never know. We'll see what happens. So he sends me a few vehicles, and one vehicle in particular catches my eye, and I say, I might be interested in doing a trade on that. So he's like, okay, let's see if we can work out something or what have you, and I'll cover the shipping or what have you. Cool. I said, the main thing is this broker guy, I want you to take care of him. I mean, whatever arrangement you guys made, I want you to go ahead and take care of him, and financially or whatever. And he's like, oh yeah, sure, no problem. Got it covered, what have you. Cool, everything is good. So the next day I get hit by the broker guy, and mind you, I'm at work. I can't really check my phone very often. I really can't do a lot of texting back and forth because I'm busy, I'm doing stuff. So, but I'm like getting like 12, 15 messages at a time. I mean, the guy's just blowing up my phone like, hey, are you gonna do a trade with this guy? What's going on? Are you going back on your word? Blah, 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 blah. And I said, well, yeah, I was thinking about doing a trade, but this guy that owns the museum said that he would take care of you financially, whatever arrangements you guys made, he was going to honor that and what have you. So, I mean, it's all good. You're still getting yours. I'm just doing something different other than the money coming to me, basically. And so the broker guy's like, I don't think this guy's going to do it. He's kind of talking down to me. I don't get a good vibe. Meanwhile, I'm talking to the museum guy going, okay, hey, what's going on? I want to get in the middle of this drama. What's going on? Museum guy's telling me, I don't know if I trust this broker. I mean, he's kind of went up and down. He's went back and forth. He's said different numbers and different things like that. He's trying to portray your car as being screen used, and we know it's not been screen used. It's like, okay, you know what? This is just too much drama for me. So I'm just going to back away from both of you guys, step back from it, and regroup, because I'm just getting a bad taste in my mouth. So meanwhile, the broker guy is telling me he'll pay me actually more give me like an extra couple thousand more to buy the car than he said before. And then finally it comes down to, you know what, whatever, do whatever you're gonna do. Basically, I'm not angry, I'm not mad, but I had it sold to another person, not the museum guy, but to another person for even more. It's like $8,000 or $10,000 more than he was buying it from me. So I'm like, okay. And so the broker guy says, if you want, just sell it to him directly. He wants your car, that type of thing. Here's his number, here's his information, contact him, which I did not do. So lo and behold, a few days go by, I start thinking about it, and I think, okay, well, you know, maybe I didn't handle this correctly. Maybe I screwed up in some way or whatever. I'm feeling kind of bad, and I'm feeling kind of bad more for the broker guy. So I hit him up and I say, you know, do you have PayPal? Do you have Venmo? He sends me his PayPal. So I PayPal him $100. I figure, okay, you know, all this happened within like less than a 24-hour period. So I'm like, here, you know, I figure here's $100, and just basically say, you know what, I've made other arrangements with the General Lee. The General Lee is now gone. I've made other arrangements, it's gone. But here's $100 for your time, and sorry for the mess type thing. So I hear nothing back from him. There's no, hey, thanks, appreciate it, screw you, whatever. So I'm like, okay, well, that's done, and I'm good with it. 5 days later, I get several comments on my last video, and you guys can go back and you can read the comments, but I'll read them to you. So basically, first comment, you know, I really dug your channel until you stole money from me when went back on your word, tried to cut a deal with someone I was selling the car to. Okay, a little confused about that because he was actually giving me the name and number of a guy that supposedly wanted to buy the car for more, and I did not pursue that, but okay. Then his next comment, let's see here, that he had to add, and then had the nerve to send me $100 in compensation. I gave that to a homeless guy on the street. You treat someone a certain way, karma has a way of coming back at you. I'm like, okay, glad he did something positive with the $100 that I sent, but whatever. So I did comment back and I said, you're right, karma does have a way of coming back on you. I didn't have to do anything for you, but I did, and this is your response. Do us both a favor, don't watch any more of my videos, and please don't ever contact me again. Quite honestly, I was considering maybe working with him in the future, maybe looking at, you know, I will sell vehicles in the future, so maybe looking at brokering another vehicle or two with him, but now absolutely not, absolutely not. You know, I'm the first one to admit when I'm wrong. I consider my word my bond. I try to do right by everybody. I try to treat people the way I want to be treated. And I thought about it, like I said, you know, for my part, whatever I did wrong, I'm willing to own up to, and I'm willing to accept responsibility for it. But to have this and this comment and him come back like that, it's just like, no, this is not someone I want to do business with. So that's what's been going on this end. That's what's been happening. I'm getting back in the swing of things. Like I said, the General Lee's gone, Kit's gone. I still have the Pantera. I probably won't be selling that. I'm not actively trying to sell it at this moment. The Camaro is still up for sale, and you know, someone comes along and gives me a decent price for it, great, but I'm not really pushing that anymore anyway. The Mercedes, I think the last time I talked about the Mercedes, it was at the dealership. It has since come back, and that was about $2,800 to get that fixed. It had that battery drain, and so that's been fixed. I went on ahead and traded it off because, quite honestly, once I get a bad taste in my mouth for a certain vehicle or a certain situation or whatever, I'm just kind of done. And with that vehicle, I was just kind of done. So I traded it off over the weekend, have something new, which I'll be doing a video on very soon. I also still owe you guys a video on the VW. It's still over at the workshop. I anticipate it should be coming back here pretty soon. That's a pretty wild little ride, pretty wild little build. Looking forward to sharing that with you. And just kind of looking forward to getting back in the sync of things and getting into the groove and playing with vehicles again and you know, doing some videos. So yeah, that's where we are right now. So you know, it is what it is, I guess. But as always, I appreciate you guys hanging in there. I appreciate you guys listening. I always appreciate your comments. You guys are really supportive, and you know, if you see anything that I've done wrong in this situation, please point it out. Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me where you're coming from. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your views, and you know, as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. P.O. Box, Instagram is going to be in the description below. Guys, as always, God bless. Take care. Have an absolutely amazing day.